Hi, my name is Megan Piles, BCBA, with Teach Me ABA, powered by Piles & Associates. In today's segment, we'll be talking with graduate students about the application process itself for getting into graduate school, how to get a good letter of recommendation, and you'll get to see the questions that our prospective graduate students have. Let's talk about applying. Each school has a little bit different of an application process. Different schools require different numbers of letters of recommendation. When you do ask for a letter of recommendation, the proper etiquette, if it needs to be mailed, you provide the person writing the letter with an envelope that already has the address to where it's being mailed to and already has a stamp and return address on it. That's just the proper etiquette. As someone who writes these letters, I don't know why, but putting an address on an envelope is the most tedious part of the entire writing a letter of recommendation. Yeah, you'll just want to go online and identify the school requirements. Of all the schools I applied to, they all had really clear requirements that were just listed on the website. Some require letters of recommendation, both academic and professional. So you want to make sure that you're looking at this ahead of time, because you don't want to be basically giving a last minute assignment to someone who has their PhD and is teaching. You know, you don't want to go to them in their finals week and say, oh, hey, in 3 days, can I get this letter of recommendation? It won't be such a nice, fluffy letter of recommendation if you do that. You really want to give time. The earlier you start on this entire process, the better off you're going to be, because you can get all your ducks in a row. And so, my system of getting things done is I'll just take a notepad and I'll just put the beginning date, the end date. I would just put it here, and then you need all of your steps. So here, choose your school. Here, ask for letters of recommendation. Follow up on your letters of recommendation, because probably you're going to be asking really busy people, and just getting all of these things done, making sure you have all the steps written down and you're giving yourself enough of a cushion. But yeah, most schools have due dates between November 1st and January 1st.
Does reaching out to the program leaders, would that look good on your application too?
Yes, that's my next bullet point that I was going to talk about. It's always good before you're applying and throughout that application process to maintain communications with them. One thing I did was I went to conferences and introduced myself to people. I sent emails ahead of time and set up meetings for the people who were in my state. I was in Florida at the time. I had to interview for my graduate program, so I flew out to California and interviewed, and then I sent follow-up emails after meeting them. So you meet somebody, send that follow-up email, just, oh, it was so nice to meet you. I really appreciate the work that you do in this field. And then ask them a specific question about the work that they do, because it shows that you're informed enough to have a good question to ask and you're motivated enough. So that'll really make you stick out. So yeah, definitely, I would highly, highly recommend reaching out and just maintaining a relationship, because when your application comes across their desk, they're going to be putting it on the top of the stack because they already know you and you've taken that initiative. And then another thing, which you guys are all doing, is getting clinical experience before you apply, and also research experience. Even taking on extra tasks at the company that you work for or at school. So Michael, you're still in school, maybe looking into a student ABA association at your school and getting involved with them. Even if you're not applying to graduate school at the school you're currently attending, it'll still look good because you participated, you joined that student program. Yeah. If they don't have that, you may be able to join one for, especially because it's a pandemic and everything's online, you may be able to get into the student organization for the schools that you want to apply to. And so if you start making your face known, getting those students familiar with you, that'll really put you a step ahead, because advisors do ask oh, for your research assistants or the people who are attending these student ABA things, does anybody stick out to you? And even you guys who have already graduated can do that and just kind of reach out to the student ABA associations and get a feel. You can explain, because it's usually graduate students who run those programs, explain, oh, I'm interested in going to graduate school for ABA. I just want to see a little more what the students are like here, see if it's a good fit, and that'll kind of set you apart. Building a relationship with your professors is super important, just getting them participating in class and getting them to know you, but also with your supervisors that you work with.
Thank you so much for watching. This video concludes our 3-part series about getting into graduate school. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment below. And don't forget to like and subscribe.